Question 1. Coverage and replacement cost. Under Georgia home insurance policies, replacement cost (RC) and actual cash value (SCV) are two common methods for calculating claim settlements. Imagine a homeowner, Jane, has a home insured under a standard HO3 policy with replacement cost coverage. Her roof was damaged by a hailstorm and the cost to replace the roof is $20,000. The roof is 15 years old and depreciation is valued at $8,000, assuming no deductible. How much would Jane receive under her replacement cost coverage? A. $12,000. B. $20,000. C. $8,000. D. $16,000. Answer: B. $20,000. Explanation: in this case, Jane is insured under replacement cost coverage (RC). RC coverage reimburses the policyholder for the cost of repairing or replacing damaged property without deducting for depreciation as long as the repairs are actually completed. Since her roof was damaged by a named peril hailstorm, she would receive the full $20,000 replacement cost, assuming no deductible. If she had actual cash value (SCV) coverage instead, she would have only received the depreciated value of the roof, $12,000, equals $20,000. $8,000. Relevant rule. The Georgia Department of Insurance mandates clear distinctions between RC and ACV. Under RC, the homeowner is reimbursed for the actual cost of replacement without depreciation, whereas ACV takes into account depreciation when settling claims. See GASS 33322. Question 2. Scenario. Liability coverage. Mr. Danielson, a Georgia homeowner, hosts a party at his residence. During the party, one of the guests, Sarah, trips over a loose garden hose and falls, suffering a broken ankle. Mr. Danielson's home insurance policy includes personal liability coverage, Coverage E. Which of the following actions is most appropriate for Mr. Danielson to take to ensure the incident is covered under his policy? They immediately pay Sarah's medical expenses out of pocket to avoid involving the insurance company. B. Inform Sarah that she must file a lawsuit to receive compensation for her medical expenses. C. Report the incident to his insurance company and cooperate with the adjuster to handle Sarah's injury claim. D. Assume no liability since Sarah should have been more careful and thus the insurance doesn't need to be involved. Answer: C. Report the incident to his insurance company and cooperate with the adjuster to handle Sarah's injury claim. Explanation: Mr. Danielson's personal liability coverage, Coverage E, under his homeowner's policy would typically cover claims made by third parties for bodily injury that occurs on his property. His best course of action is to promptly notify his insurer about the incident, allowing the insurance company to investigate and handle the claim. The policy would provide legal defense and potentially pay for Sarah's medical expenses, avoiding the need for a lawsuit. Paying out of pocket or assuming no liability could compromise his coverage and leave him personally exposed. Relevant rule. Under Georgia law, homeowners are required to notify their insurance companies as soon as practicable about any incident that could lead to a liability claim. Failure to do so could result in denial of coverage. The Georgia Unfair Claims Settlement Practices Act (OC) GASS 33634 also outlines insurers' obligations to handle such claims fairly. Question 3. Excluded perils and flood coverage. A Georgia homeowner, Mr. Thompson, lives near a river that is prone to flooding. Despite having a HO3 homeowner's insurance policy, his home suffers severe flood damage after heavy rainfall causes the river to overflow. Upon filing a claim, his insurer denies the claim for the flood damage. Why is the claim likely denied? A. Flood damage is only covered if the home is within a federally designated flood zone. B. Flood damage is excluded under standard homeowners insurance policies and Mr. Thompson needs a separate flood insurance policy. C. HO3 policies only cover flood damage if the property was declared uninhabitable. D. The claim was denied due to the high deductible for natural disasters in Georgia. Answer: B. Flood damage is excluded under standard homeowners insurance policies and Mr. Thompson needs a separate flood insurance policy. Explanation: standard homeowners insurance policies, including HO3 policies, do not cover flood damage, which is categorized as an excluded peril. To be protected against floods, Mr. Thompson would need to purchase a separate flood insurance policy, often through the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP). The NFIP provides coverage for direct physical loss caused by flooding, which is defined as an overflow of water that submerges normally dry land. Relevant rule. According to the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) guidelines and Georgia insurance regulations, flood is explicitly excluded from standard homeowner policies. Homeowners in flood-prone areas must obtain separate flood insurance coverage. The Georgia Department of Insurance advises homeowners in flood zones to assess their flood risk and purchase appropriate coverage. See GASS 33323. Question 4. Liability and umbrella policies. The Georgia homeowner is concerned about being sued for damages that exceed the liability limits of their standard homeowner's insurance policy. What type of policy would best provide additional liability coverage beyond the limits of their existing policy? A. Personal injury protection (PIP) policy. B. Umbrella policy. C. Actual cash value (SCV) endorsement. D. Home business endorsement. Answer: B. Umbrella policy. Explanation: an umbrella policy provides excess liability coverage beyond the limits of standard policies such as homeowners or auto insurance. This additional coverage protects homeowners from large lawsuits or claims that exceed their underlying policy limits, offering broader protection, including claims for libel, slander, and bodily injury that standard policies may not cover. Relevant rule under Georgia insurance law. See GASS 33711. Umbrella policies are optional, but they offer crucial additional protection for high net worth individuals or those concerned about potential large claims. They kick in when the underlying liability limits are exhausted. Question 5. Underwriting and rating factors. In Georgia, which of the following factors is most likely to result in higher home insurance premiums due to the increased risk perceived by the insurer? A. The home's proximity to a fire station. B. The homeowner's credit-based insurance score. C. The installation of a home security system. D. The use of modern construction materials. Answer: B. The homeowner's credit-based insurance score. Explanation: in Georgia, a homeowner's credit-based insurance score is commonly used by insurers as an underwriting factor. Studies have shown a correlation between lower credit scores and increased insurance claims, leading to higher premiums for individuals with lower scores. While factors like proximity to a fire station or the use of modern materials can also affect premiums, the impact of credit scores tends to be more significant. Relevant rule: Georgia law allows insurers to use credit-based insurance scores in underwriting and rating. See GASS 332453, though consumers must be notified if adverse actions are taken based on their credit information. Question 6. Scenario. Filing a claim. Scenario: MS Lopez, a homeowner in Georgia, experienced significant water damage due to a broken pipe inside her home. She files a claim under her HO3 policy, but the insurer disputes the amount of the claim payout. The adjuster offered less than she expected for repairs. What should MS Lopez do next under Georgia law to resolve this dispute? A. Accept the insurer's offer and file a complaint with the Georgia Department of Insurance. B. Demand immediate full payment from the insurer or hire a lawyer. C. Invoke the appraisal clause in her policy and seek an independent appraisal of the damage. D. Refuse to pay her premium until the insurer agrees to her claim amount. Answer: C. Invoke the appraisal clause in her policy and seek an independent appraisal of the damage. Explanation: MS Lopez's best option is to invoke the appraisal clause in her HO3 policy, which allows both the homeowner and the insurer to hire independent appraisers to evaluate the damage. If they still disagree, an umpire can be chosen to make the final decision. This process helps resolve disputes without litigation. Relevant rule: the Georgia Standard Fire Policy includes an appraisal provision. See GASS 33321, which allows for an alternative method of resolving disputes over the amount of loss. This provision is commonly found in HO3 policies. Question 7. Exclusions and home-based businesses. Which of the following scenarios would not be covered under a standard HO3 homeowners policy unless the homeowner had a special home business endorsement? A. Damage to the home's roof caused by a windstorm. B. Theft of inventory used for the homeowner's home-based business. C. Water damage from a burst pipe. D. Fire damage to personal property within the home. Answer: B. Theft of inventory used for the homeowner's home-based business. Explanation: a standard HO3 policy typically excludes coverage for business property, including inventory related to a home-based business, unless the homeowner purchases a home business endorsement. This endorsement extends coverage to business equipment and liability related to business activities conducted on the premises. Relevant rule: the Georgia Department of Insurance requires insurers to clearly specify exclusions related to business activities in homeowner policies. See GASS 3376. Homeowners engaged in business operations should purchase additional endorsements to cover such risks. Question 8. Deductibles and premiums. In Georgia, how does selecting a higher deductible impact the premium paid for home insurance? Higher deductibles increase premiums because of the additional risk to the insurer. B. Higher deductibles decrease premiums because the homeowner takes on more financial responsibility in the event of a claim. C. Higher deductibles have no impact on premiums as they only apply to claim payouts. D. Higher deductibles can lead to either higher or lower premiums depending on the insurer's specific underwriting guidelines. Answer B. Higher deductibles decrease premiums because the homeowner takes on more financial responsibility in the event of a claim. Explanation: choosing a higher deductible shifts more financial responsibility to the policyholder, reducing the insurer's risk. As a result, insurers offer lower premiums to homeowners who are willing to accept a higher deductible. However, this means that the homeowner must pay more out of pocket in the event of a claim. Relevant rule: Georgia homeowners can select deductibles based on their risk tolerance. The relationship between deductibles and premiums is influenced by the principle of risk transfer. See GASS 33323. Question 9. Coverage for personal property. Under Georgia law, what is typically the maximum amount that a standard homeowner's policy will pay for the loss of high-value personal property, such as jewelry, unless additional coverage is purchased? A. $5,000 per item. B. $10,000 per item. C. $1,500 per item. D. $2,500 per item. Answer: C. $1,500 per item. Explanation: most standard homeowners policies, including HO3 policies, limit the coverage for high-value personal property like jewelry, fine art, or electronics. The typical limit for unscheduled personal property like jewelry is $1,500 per item unless additional coverage is purchased in the form of an endorsement or a scheduled personal property rider. Relevant rule: the Georgia Department of Insurance recommends homeowners with high-value items purchase additional endorsements to ensure adequate coverage. See GASS 3376. Question 10. Non-renewal and cancellation. Which of the following is not a valid reason for an insurance company to cancel a homeowner's insurance policy midterm in Georgia? A. The homeowner's failure to pay premiums. B. The homeowner's claims history, including multiple claims within a short period. C. Significant and intentional damage caused to the property by the homeowner. D. The homeowner installed a home security system after the policy was issued. Answer: D. The homeowner installed a home security system after the policy was issued. Explanation: installing a home security system should not be grounds for cancellation. In fact, it may reduce risk and qualify the homeowner for discounts. However, insurers may cancel policies midterm for reasons such as non-payment of premiums, fraud, or increased risk due to multiple claims or intentional damage. Relevant rule: Georgia law CGA-SS 332445 specifies the conditions under which an insurer can cancel a policy midterm. It includes reasons like non-payment of premiums, fraud, or significant changes in risk, but does not allow cancellation for adding security measures like a home security system. Question 11. Homeowner's liability. A visitor slips and falls on a homeowner's icy driveway in Georgia and sues the homeowner for medical bills and lost wages. Which part of the homeowner's policy would cover the legal defense costs and any judgment awarded against the homeowner? A. Coverage dwelling. B. Coverage E. Personal liability. C. Coverage C. Personal property. D. Coverage F. Medical payments to others. Answer: B. Coverage E. Personal liability. Explanation: Coverage E, under a standard HO3 policy, provides liability coverage for bodily injury or property damage caused to others due to the homeowner's negligence. This coverage includes legal defense costs and any judgment awarded up to the policy limits. Relevant rule: in Georgia, personal liability coverage is an important part of homeowner policies, protecting against claims for bodily injury or property damage. See GASS 3373. Question 12. Policy forms. Which of the following types of homeowner insurance policies offers all risk coverage for the dwelling but named peril coverage for personal property? A. HO1. B. HO2. C. HO3. D. HO5. Answer: C. HO3. Explanation: an HO3 policy provides all risk or open peril coverage for the dwelling, meaning any loss is covered unless it is specifically excluded. However, personal property under a HO3 policy is covered on a named peril basis, meaning only losses caused by perils explicitly listed in the policy are covered. Relevant rule: the HO3 form is the most common homeowner insurance policy in Georgia and across the United States. It balances broader dwelling coverage with more limited personal property protection. See GASS 33323. Question 13. Replacement cost versus Actual cash value. In Georgia, what is the primary difference between replacement cost coverage and actual cash value (SCV) coverage for personal property under a homeowner's insurance policy? A. Replacement cost coverage accounts for depreciation while a CV does not. B. ACV provides reimbursement based on the item's original purchase price. C. ACV deducts depreciation while replacement cost coverage pays to replace the item with a new one of similar kind and quality. D. Replacement cost coverage is only available for the dwelling, not for personal property. Answer: C. ACV deducts depreciation while replacement cost coverage pays to replace the item with a new one of similar kind and quality. Explanation: Actual cash value (SCV) reimburses the homeowner based on the value of the item at the time of loss, factoring in depreciation. Replacement cost coverage reimburses the homeowner for the cost of replacing the item with a new one of similar quality without accounting for depreciation. Relevant rule: In Georgia, many insurers offer optional endorsements for replacement cost coverage on personal property. Without this endorsement, claims are settled based on a CVO C GA SS 33322. Question 14. Flood insurance. A homeowner in Georgia purchases a property in a high-risk flood zone but does not purchase flood insurance. A hurricane causes extensive flooding, damaging the property. How will the standard homeowner's insurance policy respond to the claim for flood damage? A. The claim will be covered under the policy's water damage provisions. B. The claim will be denied because standard homeowner policies exclude flood damage. C. The insurer will provide partial coverage for structural damage only. D. The policy will pay for the damages after a mandatory flood deductible is applied. Answer: B. The claim will be denied because standard homeowner policies exclude flood damage. Explanation: Flood damage is not covered under standard homeowners insurance policies. Homeowners in high-risk flood areas must purchase separate flood insurance through the National Flood Insurance Program (NFIP) or a private insurer to protect against flood-related losses. A relevant rule: In Georgia, homeowners in flood-prone areas are encouraged to purchase flood insurance. The NFIP provides federally backed flood insurance for properties in participating communities. C. GA SS 33325. Question 15. Policy endorsements. A Georgia homeowner wants to insure an expensive art collection valued at $100,000. What is the best way for the homeowner to ensure the art is fully covered under the homeowner's insurance policy? A. Purchase an umbrella liability policy. B. Increase the dwelling coverage under Coverage A. C. Add a scheduled personal property endorsement for the art collection. D. Buy a separate flood insurance policy. Answer: C. Add a scheduled personal property endorsement for the art collection. Explanation: A scheduled personal property endorsement allows the homeowner to specifically list high-value items, such as art or jewelry, on the policy. This ensures that the full value of the items is covered without being subject to the standard personal property limits or exclusions. A relevant rule: Georgia homeowners with valuable items are advised to schedule those items to ensure adequate coverage. C. GA SS 3376. Question 16. Windstorm and hail exclusion. In Georgia, some insurers may offer policies that exclude coverage for windstorm and hail damage in coastal areas. What option does a homeowner have to obtain coverage for these perils? If their policy excludes them, A. Apply for windstorm and hail coverage through the Georgia Underwriting Association, GWA. B. Request the coverage be added to their existing policy without underwriting. C. Purchase a separate umbrella policy to cover windstorm and hail. D. File a claim under coverage dwelling regardless of the exclusion. Answer: A. Apply for windstorm and hail coverage through the Georgia Underwriting Association, GWA. Explanation: The Georgia Underwriting Association, GWA, offers coverage to homeowners who are unable to obtain windstorm and hail insurance from private insurers due to their location. This coverage is specifically available to those in coastal or high-risk areas where insurers may exclude these perils. Relevant rule: The GUA provides windstorm and hail coverage to homeowners in high-risk areas when it is not available in the private market. C. GA SS 33332. Question 17. Loss of use coverage. A fire renders a homeowner's Georgia residence uninhabitable for 3 months while repairs are being made. Which part of the homeowner's policy would cover the additional living expenses incurred during the time the homeowner is unable to live in the home? A. Coverage dwelling. B. Coverage D. Loss of use. C. Coverage E. Personal liability. D. Coverage F. Medical payments to others. Answer: B. Coverage D. Loss of use. Explanation: Coverage D. Loss of use covers the additional living expenses incurred when a covered peril makes the home uninhabitable. This includes costs such as temporary housing, meals, and other expenses that exceed the homeowner's normal living costs. Relevant rule. In Georgia, homeowners are entitled to additional living expenses under Coverage D if their home is uninhabitable due to a covered loss. So see GA SS 33323. Question 18. Insurable interest. Under Georgia law, which of the following individuals would have an insurable interest in a property and therefore be eligible to purchase homeowners insurance for the property? A. A neighbor who frequently looks after the property while the owner is away. B. A tenant renting the home from the property owner. C. The homeowner's adult child who does not live at the property. D. A contractor hired to make repairs to the property. Answer. B. A tenant renting the home from the property owner. Explanation. A tenant has an insurable interest in the property because they occupy and use the home. While they do not own the dwelling, they may insure their personal property and liability within the home through a renter's insurance policy. The other individuals listed do not have sufficient financial interest in the property to warrant an insurable interest. Relevant rule. In Georgia, an insurable interest must exist at the time of policy inception and at the time of loss. See GA SS 33244. Question 19. Ordinance or law coverage. A homeowner in Georgia discovers that their house, which was partially damaged in a fire, must be rebuilt to comply with new building codes. Which endorsement or coverage would cover the additional costs associated with bringing the home up to current building codes? A. Inflation Guard endorsement. B. Ordinance or law coverage. C. Dwelling replacement cost endorsement. D. Extended replacement cost endorsement. Answer. B. Ordinance or law coverage. Explanation. Ordinance or law coverage provides protection for the additional costs associated with bringing a damaged property up to current building codes or ordinances. This coverage helps pay for the increased expenses of construction required to comply with new laws that were not in effect when the home was originally built. Relevant rule. In Georgia, policies may offer ordinance or law coverage as an endorsement to cover costs associated with meeting updated building codes or regulations after a covered loss. See GA SS 33326. The Inflation Guard endorsement adjusts coverage limits to keep up with inflation but does not address code compliance. Dwelling replacement cost endorsement increases the amount paid for the dwelling but does not cover code upgrades. Extended replacement cost endorsement may increase coverage limits for rebuilding but may not specifically address code compliance. Question 20. Deductibles in coastal areas. In Georgia, the coastal homeowners policy includes a separate hurricane deductible. Which of the following statements is true regarding this type of deductible? A. The hurricane deductible is typically a flat dollar amount applied to all types of claims. B. The hurricane deductible is usually a percentage of the policy's dwelling coverage limit and applies only to hurricane-related losses. C. The hurricane deductible is waived for damages occurring during the first 30 days of the policy period. D. The hurricane deductible is a standard amount that is the same for all homeowners in coastal areas. Answer. B. The hurricane deductible is usually a percentage of the policy's dwelling coverage limit and applies only to hurricane-related losses. Explanation. In coastal areas of Georgia, hurricane deductibles are often expressed as a percentage of the dwelling coverage limit, e.g., 2% or 5%. This deductible applies specifically to hurricane-related losses and is distinct from standard deductibles that apply to other types of claims. Relevant rule. Georgia insurance policies often have hurricane deductibles to address the higher risk associated with coastal areas. These deductibles are typically percentage-based and apply only to losses caused by hurricanes. See GA SS 33324. Question 21. Mobile home insurance. What is a key difference between a standard homeowner's policy and a mobile home insurance policy in Georgia? A. Mobile home insurance includes coverage for the home's contents, but standard policies do not. B. Mobile home insurance typically requires low deductibles for windstorm and hail damage compared to standard policies. C. Mobile home insurance often provides coverage for the home as personal property rather than real property. D. Mobile home insurance is not available for homes located in flood-prone areas. Answer. C. Mobile home insurance often provides coverage for the home as personal property rather than real property. Explanation. Mobile home insurance usually covers the home as personal property rather than real property, reflecting the nature of mobile homes as personal possessions rather than immovable real estate. This affects how coverage limits and conditions are applied. Relevant rule. In Georgia, mobile home policies are designed to address the specific needs and risks associated with mobile homes, which are often treated differently from traditional real estate in terms of insurance coverage. CGA SS 33249. Question 22. Underwriting factors. Which factor most directly affects the premium rates for homeowners insurance in Georgia? A. The homeowner's credit score. B. The number of rooms in the home. C. The color of the home's exterior. D. The homeowner's preferred coverage limits. Answer A. The homeowner's credit score. Explanation. A homeowner's credit score is a significant factor in determining insurance premiums. Insurers use credit scores to assess risk and predict the likelihood of future claims, with lower credit scores often leading to higher premiums. Relevant rule. In Georgia, insurers are allowed to use credit-based insurance scores as part of the underwriting process. This practice helps insurers gauge risk and set appropriate premium rates. C. GA SS 332456.1. Question 23. Home business coverage. A Georgia homeowner operates a small business from their home, selling handmade crafts online. Which endorsement should they consider to ensure their business property is covered under their homeowner's insurance policy? A. Home business endorsement. B. Scheduled personal property endorsement. C. Flood insurance endorsement. D. Personal liability endorsement. Answer A. Home business endorsement. Explanation. A home business endorsement provides coverage for business-related property and liability in a home-based business. It extends the standard homeowner's insurance policy to cover business equipment, inventory, and potential liability risks associated with operating a business from home. Relevant rule. In Georgia, a standard homeowner's policy may not cover business-related losses. A home business endorsement is needed to cover business property and liability. CGA SS 33329. Question 24. Claims documentation. When filing a claim for a covered loss, what is the primary reason a homeowner in Georgia must provide detailed documentation of their personal property? A. To determine if the policyholder qualifies for a premium refund. B. To establish the amount of depreciation applied to the claim. C. To verify ownership and value of the property for accurate claim settlement. D. To adjust the coverage limits for the next policy period. Answer C. To verify ownership and value of the property for accurate claim settlement. Explanation. Detailed documentation of personal property is essential for verifying ownership and assessing the value of items claimed. This ensures accurate claim settlements and helps prevent fraudulent claims. Relevant rule. In Georgia, insurers require detailed records to process and validate claims accurately. Documentation supports the claim and ensures that all covered items are accounted for. C. GA SS 33328. Question 25. Fair access to insurance requirements. FAIR plan. The FAIR plan in Georgia is designed to provide insurance coverage for which type of property? A. Properties in high-risk flood zones. B. High-value homes in urban areas. C. Homes that are difficult to insure in the private market due to high risk. D. Newly constructed homes that do not yet have a claim history. Answer C. Homes that are difficult to insure in the private market due to high risk. Explanation. The FAIR plan offers coverage to properties that have trouble obtaining insurance in the private market due to their high-risk nature. This plan is intended to ensure that homeowners in underserved areas still have access to insurance. Relevant rule. The FAIR plan provides coverage for properties that are difficult to insure due to high risks or other factors that make them ineligible for standard market policies. C. GA SS 33331. Question 26. Coinsurance clause. In a homeowner's insurance policy, what does the coinsurance clause require to avoid a penalty in the event of a partial loss? A. The homeowner must maintain coverage equal to at least 100% of the property's market value. B. The homeowner must maintain coverage equal to at least 80% of the property's replacement cost. C. The homeowner must purchase additional flood insurance coverage. D. The homeowner must use a licensed contractor for all repairs. Answer B. The homeowner must maintain coverage equal to at least 80% of the property's replacement cost. Explanation. The coinsurance clause requires homeowners to maintain insurance equal to at least 80% of the property's replacement cost to avoid a penalty. If the coverage falls below this threshold, the payout for a partial loss will be reduced based on the proportion of underinsurance. Relevant rule. The coinsurance clause is designed to encourage adequate coverage and prevent underinsurance, which can lead to reduced payouts in the event of a loss. So see GASS 33327. Question 27. Market value versus insured value. Which of the following accurately describes the difference between market value and insured value in the context of homeowners insurance? A. Market value reflects the amount a buyer is willing to pay for the property, while insured value reflects the cost to replace the property with a similar one. B. Insured value is determined by the local real estate market, while market value is based on the property's historical cost. C. Market value includes the cost of land, while insured value does not. D. Market value and insured value are the same and used interchangeably in homeowners insurance. Answer A. Market value reflects the amount a buyer is willing to pay for the property, while insured value reflects the cost to replace the property with a similar one. Explanation. Market value is the amount a buyer is willing to pay for the property on the open market, which includes the value of the land and the structure. Insured value, on the other hand, refers to the amount needed to replace or repair the property with a similar one without considering the land's value. This is crucial for determining the appropriate amount of coverage for homeowners insurance. Relevant rule. In homeowners insurance, insured value is used to ensure that the policyholder has adequate coverage to rebuild or repair their property in the event of a loss, while market value is more relevant for real estate transactions and appraisal purposes. See GASS 33326. Question 20. Loss of use additional living expenses. A policyholder's home in Georgia is severely damaged due to a covered peril, and they are unable to live in the home during the repairs. Which coverage would help pay for temporary housing and additional living expenses? A. Dwelling coverage. B. Medical payments coverage. C. Loss of use additional living expenses coverage. D. Personal liability coverage. Answer C. Loss of use additional living expenses coverage. Explanation. Loss of use additional living expenses coverage. Coverage D provides compensation for additional living expenses that a homeowner incurs when their home is uninhabitable due to a covered peril. This includes temporary housing, meals, and other necessary expenses beyond the homeowner's usual living costs. So see GASS 332443. It is designed to cover the cost of maintaining a standard of living while the home is being repaired or rebuilt. Relevant rule. This coverage ensures that policyholders do not suffer financial hardship due to their home being uninhabitable and is a standard part of most homeowners insurance policies. Georgia Department of Insurance regulations. Question 29. Types of deductibles. Which type of deductible might be applied to a homeowner's insurance policy specifically for hurricane damage in Georgia? A. Flat dollar deductible. B. Percentage deductible. C. High-low deductible. D. No deductible. Answer B. Percentage deductible. Explanation. In Georgia, hurricane deductibles are typically expressed as a percentage of the insured value of the property. This percentage is applied to the cost of the damages resulting from a hurricane rather than a flat dollar amount. For example, if a homeowner has a 2% hurricane deductible and their home is insured for $200,000, the deductible would be $4,000, 2% of $200,000. This type of deductible helps insurers manage the higher risk and potential costs associated with hurricane damage. See GASS 332411. Relevant rule. Percentage deductibles are specifically designed to address high-risk weather events and may be higher than standard deductibles, reflecting the increased potential for significant damage. Georgia Department of Insurance regulations. Question 30. Insurance for older homes, height policies. What is a key characteristic of height policies designed for insuring older homes? A. They cover the home at replacement cost without depreciation. B. They provide coverage based on the home's market value. C. They include full coverage for flood damage. D. They offer extensive coverage for home businesses. Answer B. They provide coverage based on the home's market value. Explanation. Height policies are specifically tailored for older homes that may not be feasible to repair or replace with modern construction methods. Instead of covering the cost of replacement, which may be significantly higher for older homes, height policies typically provide coverage based on the market value of the property. This is because the cost to replace an older home may exceed its market value, and height policies acknowledge this by providing a more practical coverage approach. See GASS 332443. Relevant rule. Height policies are designed to address the unique challenges of insuring homes that are older and potentially valued less than the cost of replacement, making them suitable for properties where full replacement cost coverage is impractical. Georgia Department of Insurance regulations.